Hunters, we've made it to the peak of the mountain, the peak fight. And editor, play that music because it is the peak theme song in Monster Hunter. Welcome back, Hunters, to the Monster Hunter Academy, where we become Omni Hunters here. I think I broke my zipper. Anyways, welcome back to another journal. I have finished high rank. Valstrax is no more. I shot him down quite literally because I was using a gun. And I am now getting ready to arsenal this whole body up with G rank ready equipment so I can step into G rank and start knocking down the obstacles between me and Bloodbath Diablos. Now this sounds simple, but from what I understand, it will not be a simple matter because there's a lot to do. I just finished making my high rank armor so I'm not squishy. I'm still kind of working on my higher rank weapons. They're not really optimized at this point. And now G rank's like, you really want to step in here? And I'm just like, no. And I actually just finished unlocking Hunter rank or Hub rank 7, Hunter rank 7, whatever that means. So I just have about, hang on, I wrote it here, 7 quests left before my Hunter rank becomes unlocked and I will somewhat be into G rank. And it also means I have one more kind of like boss fight to finish with, which I think is a rematch with Narcalos or something. I forget his name and I did not write it down. So it's been a pretty short week. I didn't get to stream as much, but I thought Valstrax, finishing off Valstrax was a pretty big milestone, which warranted a journal. And also, I thought it would be fun, now that I've finished low rank, I thought it would be a good time to stop and actually rank all the weapons I've played, which is, oh, I didn't put Prowler in here. You know, we're not going to count Prowler. I'm going to re-rank all the weapons because honestly, I didn't have any idea which weapons I would like, which I wouldn't, which I would actually gravitate towards. So we're going to rank them again. And spoiler, Switch Axe did not even make it in top 3. So we're going to talk about that in a moment. First off though, before getting to Valstrax, the last fight I needed to do was Barioth. And I was a little bit wary going into this, as I am with most things. I had a light bowgun. I had never taken on Barioth with a bowgun, with a gun. And I've always struggled with Barioth to some degree, especially like in 4U with Charge Blade. He's just been always a challenge because he's hopping everywhere. I think I played him in 3U if I remember he was in there. And I think he was the one that caused me to like abandon Longsword, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Either way, Barioth has always been a bit of an intimidating monster. And I was very surprised that with a gun, it was a lot more fun. And I'm seeing a theme here that there's a lot of monsters where I'm like, oh, not this monster. But then when I start shooting it, I was like, hey, that was actually pretty fun. And Barioth is one of those monsters because he moves around so much. Being able to stay at a distance and just shoot him is like, oh, you want to jump there? I'll shoot you there. You want to jump there? I'll shoot you there too. It's fine. And another big breakthrough that happened was I got my settings changed on my camera. So now with just the click of a button, which is basically recentering, my aiming reticle is like almost instantly locked on the monster all the time. So it does make aiming and shooting a lot faster. I'm so glad I finally figured out how to do this. So yeah, Barioth went down, and I want to say he went down fast because I was having a lot of fun, but it took me like almost 30 minutes and I'm having so much fun. It's not like, oh my God, this fight's taking forever. I'm just enjoying fighting him. And then after a while, like I'll look up into the corner. I was like, oh my goodness, how did so much time go by? Like this literally felt like 5-10 minutes. And usually that's why I look up. I'm like, I'm doing pretty good here. This is a good fight. And I look up, it's like 20 plus minutes. Like, holy, it's just because I'm having fun, which is a nice feeling to have. So I'm not going to knock long fights if they're fun. So with that unlocked Valstrax. And I had to rotate out to my heavy bowgun. I was like, oh, heavy bowgun, it's been a few streams. Do I go for a practice fight or do I go right into Valstrax with my heavy bowgun? I was intending to go and do Duramboros with it as my practice. But I was talking to chat and I was just selecting things and people are like, oh, I guess you're not practicing? Like just my gut just went, my instinct, I don't know, went to the urgent. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm fighting Valstrax then. And I went in with my heavy bowgun. And it was not as bad as I thought it'd be. Sure, I forgot a lot of Valstrax movesets, but once I got back into the flow of things, it was pretty good. Another thing that messed me up was going from light bowgun's adept dodge to heavy bowgun's adept dodge. The heavy bowgun adept dodge, you can dodge into your siege mode, which threw me off because the aiming on siege mode was always pointing another way and then it was slow to move the reticle. Sometimes it would go into siege mode, sometimes it wouldn't. So I was making some mistakes there. So that part messed me up. But otherwise, like reading Valstrax after about 5-10 minutes with him, I started to understand what his attacks were. It's like, oh, now he's going to grab me. Now he's going to shoot me. Now he's going to like fly towards me. I could really appreciate the Valstrax fight a lot more using a gun, because usually Crimson Glow Valstrax was always fought for the most part with a switch axe. And to fight him with a gun meant I could actually see all of his moves, whereas when I'm fighting him with a switch axe, all I see are wings, 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 wings. And I couldn't really understand what his moveset is. But with a heavy bowgun, I'm like, okay, he's doing this flip. Okay, he's flying there. All right, now he's reaching out with this wing. Now he's reaching out with that wing. Okay, now he's mad. Now he's like charging up. And it really made me appreciate the monster so much more. I was like, okay, that's move A, B, C. And I could just start like building the monster fight so much clearer because I'm at a distance, I can see what happened. And I think I ended up breaking everything on him with the heavy bowgun too, going like 2. And he's a little bit squishy, he can break. This fight did last longer than I wanted. I had made a prediction I could do it in less than 30 minutes. Unfortunately, it went over 30 by just a little bit. And I think that's because, well, I got lost once, I carded twice, and I was struggling with remembering how to play heavy bowgun. That said, that second cart happened, I think after he was limping or just before he was limping. So I was down neck and neck where I'm like, okay, he's limping. I'm on my final cart. Let's not be a hero. Let's be safe. And it was just a fun fight. That one I enjoyed as well. So those are the major milestones. Barioth, Valstrax, all done. For the next few streams, I'm going to really focus on finishing Hub. And then after that, the next real goals are getting my entry-level G-rank armor, leveling up my weapons because they are held back by hyper parts. I need like hyper monster parts. And I've only fought one hyper monster, so I do need to fight a lot more hypers to unlock other hypers so I can get their parts and then build up my weapons and stuff. So that's going to be quite a bit of grind. And I think, yeah, I won't have much time to stream in November. So it's going to be a bit slow to grind and actually make progress in G rank. But that was expected, and that's just where I am now. So let's get to the weapon rank, because I'm sure a lot of you will not predict how I'm going to rank these. These weapons are entirely ranked based on my preference, my taste, where I'm feeling right now at almost 200 hours into GU, and things have been shaken up a lot. So at number 1, my favorite weapon to play in GU right now is the Insect Glaive in aerial style. And I have to say, it's because I can continuously be so aggressive with it. I'm flying through the air and I'm just closing the gap with the monster, and I'm just styling on these monsters. And now, like, I used to complain that the bug getting the essence was a problem. Once you feed all that speed jelly into your bug, it's all fine. And my bug hasn't even eaten that much speed jelly. I could cram a lot more speed jelly into that bug's throat, and I'm sure it would be even more fun. Next up, and this one was hard, this is a very close second, the Charge Blade. The Charge Blade just really grew onto me in 4U, and I'm playing it in Adept style here in GU, and there's just something so satisfying about the methodical approach to hunting with a Charge Blade. You see your monster, you pull out your sword and shield, and then it's like you parry, you charge, you parry, you charge, you switch out to your axe, and then you dodge and you smack, you dodge and you smack. The only thing I will say is I do miss dropping my Saids and my AEDs. I'm barely doing them at all in this game. And I don't know if that's a mistake or if I should be relearning how to do more AEDs, because I remember that people were saying that it was just not worth it to damage-wise. It wasn't worth to unleash all of your files through a Said. It's better to just do the basic axe combo. So correct me if I'm wrong there. Number 3, Sword and Shield. This has been my best weapon for the longest time. I love when I'm in Valor, I can backflip and I can go like chi-chi-chi, chi-chi-chi, backflip. Like I just feel like I'm owning this monster until it slaps me around. Number 4, I put finally Switch Axe. I have to admit, I was starting to worry that maybe I didn't like Switch Axe anymore. And I'm so glad I went back to Sunbreak for a Capcom Happy Hour stream not too long ago. Because I was playing Switch Axe there. I was like, oh, it feels so much better here. And it's not that I don't like Switch Axe, it's the old world Switch Axe is nothing like the new world Switch Axe to me, and I just do not enjoy old world Switch Axe as much as I do new world. They are very different weapons to me. Love it in new world, not so much in old world. So Switch Axe, and this one is Adept style, is how I played in GU. I put it 4th because of my familiarity with it, but by the end of this, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 6th or 7th. Going next to number 5, and this one really surprises me. It is the light bowgun. After having so much frustration shooting a crab with this and hating on this weapon, I've made so much progress of just understanding the mechanics and appreciating what goes into a good gunfight. And the last few fights with the light bowgun have been just so fun for me. This has gone up a lot in ranking, and I just really enjoy. Like, it's no longer, oh, I have to go with a gun. It's more like, oh, what do I get to shoot with the gun? It's been a huge change. If you want to see more of my thoughts of enjoying the light bowgun, you can check out the last journal, which is when it really clicked for me. 6, we're going to Greatsword in Valor style. I really love the maneuverability of Greatsword in GU, where in Valor mode, once you're charged up, you can like charge it while you run, and you go like, you kind of like roll into your first hit. It just feels so freaking satisfying. I love the big damage, and even though it's not as like aggressive and doing a lot of damage, I can feel the power of every hit. And I just love the golf swing and just smacking the monster in the face after like doing a down thrust and then just like bam right again. Oh, I just love it. The reason it's not higher actually is because I know that I'm not as effective with it as I want to be, and my skill is holding me back from the weapon's full potential. But I love playing it. Very close behind, what is this, 7, I think? We've got the bow. The bow is a weapon I do enjoy with. I do enjoy playing with. I just wish I could do more damage with it. I don't know if it's my skill, or if it's just the nature of the bow, but I feel I can't do a lot of damage with my bow. But I do enjoy just like running around a monster, holding back, just being like choo choo. Like I was fighting an Agnactor in multiplayer with it, and it's got like a shiny bit on its neck, and like just aiming for that and being like choo choo until it like breaks. Oh, it's just so satisfying to do that when you're like, I want to shoot that and break that, and then it happens. Really satisfying. Going next is the longsword. So longsword, again, I made a bit of a breakthrough. It's fun. Not as fun as the others yet. I'm missing something about longsword. Like now I can appreciate longsword. It's fun, but not as fun as the others yet. And I don't know if I would find that extra fun in Valor mode yet. But right now that's just where it is. And that's another big change, because longsword, I actually abandoned that from my 3U journey. So to have it be, in the single digits of the ranking is a good sign. Right under that, this one was hard to classify, but it was easy when I realized what I didn't like about it. Hammer adept style. I enjoy the bonk. However, what I don't enjoy is the bonk does not let me cut tails. And I really like cutting tails, so the hammer actually gets a huge demotion because I can't cut tails. Now, a fair trade-off is I can break and smash things, which is almost just as satisfying, but I need those tail pieces for my tail collection at home. The hammer is, I don't know what to say much about the hammer. It's just fun. You just bonk. Like, I've always been a fan of bonking. If anything, if I remember my old world journals, the hammer was in my top 3 weapons. But now that I've played all these other weapons, it's a lot lower than the other ones. Going into, what is this, 14, 13, 12, 11. It's faster to go the other way. 11th place. We've got dual blades. I've got really not much to say about dual blades. They're okay to use. I don't crave them. I don't despise them. They're just a really okay weapon that I really can't say much about it. It's a nice weapon. I would just rather play 10 other weapons instead of that. So going into 12th place, Lance. The Lances, I know this is a skill issue. It's a matter of my playstyle. I'm just not used to being so immobile and just being like a tank and taking the damage and poking back. I think my Lance and Gun Lance gameplay will probably improve when I can actually build a better set in G rank, where I am slotting in more defensive skills, just to be a better tank. Going into 13th place is the Hunting Horn. Despite some Hunting Horn fans saying they want to see me play it more, I'm not enjoying anything about Hunting Horn yet. There's nothing about it that pulls me in. Like, I don't want to play the songs. It bonks pretty good, but the hammer bonks better. So really the Hunting Horn is just something that doesn't give me anything I enjoy doing with. And that's why it's so low. And then finally, this is definitely a skill issue. Bottom of the barrel, the Gun Lance. It's come a long way since my hate video on it. and I play this one in Valor style. I can play it a little bit better, but I recognize I'm not as good with the gun lance as I would like to be. And so it's totally a skill issue. I still have to figure out the power of the gun lance. But right now, out of all the weapons, if I see a gun lance, I'm like, oh, I could have so much more fun using any other weapon. So that's where my ranking is today. These will probably change as I go into G rank and as I get more experience and more skill with them all. I really look forward to seeing what this ranking looks like after I've done Bloodbath Diablos with all of them. But for now, that's where I am. What surprised you most, and what do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Let me know, and otherwise I'll see you on the next journal. And until next time, keep it classy.